Hello folks, welcome back to another Baggins International video. You're here with Baggins and we're looking at a player created job today. Now I know we haven't done one of these for a while, but I quite fancied creating a rally special stage GTA online job, because I figured there probably is one somewhere but I couldn't find one, and I fancied using my Karen Sultan Subaru homage to its maximum potential. So those of you who are familiar with the race stroke player created content videos of yore will be familiar with the format. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drive around in one slow controlled lap, didn't anticipate the turbo boost, and then we'll go for a couple of faster laps to really explore how tricky it is. So as you can see, it's based around the sort of BMX track area, but as you can, the roads and the area here are quite clearly being used by larger vehicles, because if you've got tyres that wide on your BMX, you're gonna be in trouble. So it's a properly created track. There's a lot of props and scenery that I've sort of slotted in to make it a little bit more realistic. But what I really love is the undulations, the tight twists and turn, and the fact that you've got multiple options. So here you can go down to the left, you can go down to the right, and both have their own challenges. If you get it slightly wrong, this track will punish you. There's no easy going off, ramming round a wall, or very, very forgiving circuit. This is a punishing track. So we go into a series of twisty sort of hairpins, S's if you like, and then round, and then there's a sort of a nice jump here, and that presents us with the next section, which is, do you go left, do you go right? Now I've taken great care to ensure that both options, left and right, are almost exactly the same time-wise. The right-hand option has more undulations, the left-hand option has larger undulations, and obviously what you lose in going around the outside of the corner at the beginning, you gain by going on the inside, and vice versa. Then we've got a nice sort of fast section here, past a couple of huts there for spectator purposes, and then you come into the sort of infield section again, where we drop down under here. There's another nice little complex of fast sweeping corners, if you like, rather than the hairpins we've seen. And then this is where you sort of make up the ground. Then you've got a sort of a nice switchback S there, and then back down and onto the start finish line. So that was a controlled view. We're going to go for a fast lap here, and I'm not gonna lie, there are a lot of occasions where I get this very wrong. And I guess that just highlights the challenge of it, and hopefully you guys will have a crack at it and get to enjoy it and play with some other people on the track. I had initially created this as a two-player race in a sort of special stage way. You see I've overcooked that there and spun around. But then I realised after playing it a few times with me versus one other that I reckon you could get a couple more cars around this track. So I've expanded it to a 4-5 car, I forget now, I think it's 4, just to give a bit of variety and to allow a few more players to play at any one time. I'm thinking of going back and putting in the 2-player one as well, because that was great. So as you can see, you can really attack these hairpins. The camber on the ground gives you an advantage there. Not so much of an advantage there, where I've spun around 360 odd degrees. So as you can see, on this time I'm going to go around the left-hand loop instead of the right, which I did on the exhibition lap, shall we call it. And you can see the undulations are much larger and very, very risky if you go full chat over there. I have lost my rear windscreen and light there. So now back onto the fast bit. Now, this is a rally sort of super special stage homage, setup, if you like. So I mean, the cars that work well on this are, the Sultan RS here, which you can make to look like a Subaru Impreza, or you can make it look like a Mitsubishi Lancer as well, depending on the sort of bonnet vents that you go for and the style of spoiler. The other car, which I haven't actually sort of had a proper play with yet, but I really must get round to it, I guess is the non-armoured Kuruma, which is more blatantly the Evo style vehicle, which means you could probably have the Evo and the Impreza rather than having to continuously go to the mod shop and change it from one to the other for the purposes of getting a bit of variety. It's not a chore, So I've lost where we are now. I think we're on to lap 3, which is rare for these sort of videos, and I have gone down the left hand side, and I have rather rather cock that up. No two ways about it. You have to sort of gently over the first, then power over the second, rather than power over the first and hope to skip the second. But you know, made up for it on that hairpin there, which I think we'll all agree was top draw driving. The likes of which any rally driver would be relatively pleased with, on the basis that you pirouetted 14 times and smashed up the car already. Speaking of which, smashed up the car again there. There's a little bit of I guess leeway off that jump, and I've learnt my lesson here, so slow over the first big jump and then over the second and then into the corner, rather than throwing it all in one go. So I thought it was worth running a little bit of commentary over the second and third laps of this particular race, which I don't normally do because I think it's quite a complicated one, but it's great fun. And basically the challenge is go out there, download it. It is available on Social Club as normal, and make the most of it. And if you see it pop up, make sure you accept the job. Thanks a lot for watching this Baggins International video. I've been Baggins, and do check out for more content on YouTube and also via our Twitter account at BagginsINTL. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks a lot. Bye now.